There is a $1 bottle sitting in every grocery store in this country. It removes limescale from shower heads, taps, kettles, and pipes completely. No scrubbing, no soaking overnight, no branded chemical. Just a liquid that reacts with calcium carbonate at the molecular level and dissolves it on contact. Roman engineers used it to maintain their aqueduct systems 2,000 years ago. Victorian housekeepers used it weekly on every tap and fixture in the house. Your grandmother almost certainly kept a bottle under the kitchen sink and never paid a single specialist to descale anything she owned. Then a $4 billion descaling product industry arrived. They took the exact same chemical reaction, repackaged it in a branded bottle with a warning label and a professional-looking nozzle, charged 20 times the price, and built an entire market category on the assumption that you would never connect the liquid in your kitchen cabinet to the white crust building up around your taps. That assumption has been worth billions, and it has cost you every single descaling product you have ever bought. This is the complete story of white vinegar, the $1 liquid, the descaling industry repackaged at 2,000% markup, and hoped you would never use directly. Welcome to the Blueprint Secrets. This is where we open the vaults that billion-dollar industries need permanently sealed. I've opened a lot of vaults on this channel, because the solution is not hidden in a military manual or a museum archive. It is sitting in your kitchen right now. It has always been sitting there. If this matters to you, subscribe and hit the bell right now. Let me take you back to ancient Rome around 100 AD. Roman engineers are maintaining the most sophisticated water distribution network the ancient world ever built. Hundreds of miles of stone channels, lead and clay pipes, public fountains, private baths, all carrying hard mineral-rich water from distant mountain springs into a city of over 1 million people. Hard water deposits calcium carbonate on every surface it flows through. The Romans could see this. White crust built up inside their channels and reduced flow capacity over time. Their maintenance solution was practical and inexpensive. Workers applied diluted vinegar to affected surfaces and let the acid do what acid does to calcium carbonate, dissolve it completely without any mechanical intervention. The Roman agricultural writer Columella documented vinegar as a cleaning and maintenance agent in the 1st century AD. Medieval European households used it continuously for cleaning mineral deposits from cooking vessels, well equipment, and water storage containers. It passed through generations of practical household knowledge as a matter of routine. The chemistry was not understood until the 19th century, when modern acid-base theory explained exactly why vinegar worked. Acetic acid, the active compound in vinegar, at 5 to 8% concentration, reacts with calcium carbonate through a standard acid-base reaction. The calcium carbonate that forms limescale is an alkaline compound. Acetic acid neutralizes it, producing calcium acetate, water, and carbon dioxide. Calcium acetate is water-soluble. It simply rinses away. The limescale is gone. No scrubbing required. No proprietary chemistry. No specialized product. Just acid-meeting alkali, and the result being nothing but clean water flowing through clean pipes. This was common household knowledge for 2,000 years. Then, the post-war consumer products industry discovered that common household knowledge is very difficult to sell. Here is exactly what is happening at the molecular level when vinegar contacts limescale, and why no branded descaler on any shelf performs a fundamentally different reaction. Limescale is calcium carbonate. It forms when hard water carrying dissolved calcium and magnesium ions from the rock formations it passed through before reaching your tap is heated or evaporates. The dissolved calcium ions combine with carbonate ions and precipitate out of solution as solid calcium carbonate crystals. Those crystals accumulate layer by layer on every surface the water touches. Inside your kettle, around your tap, inside your showerhead holes, inside your pipes. The buildup is not cosmetic. 1 millimeter of limescale on a heating element forces it to consume 10% more electricity to reach the same temperature. 3 millimeters, and the element begins to fail permanently. Limescale inside showerhead holes reduces flow by up to 75% and cannot be removed by water pressure alone. Inside pipes, progressive buildup eventually restricts flow to the point of requiring professional intervention. Acetic acid in white vinegar reacts with calcium carbonate in a straightforward neutralization reaction. The acetic acid donates a hydrogen ion to the carbonate compound. The reaction produces calcium acetate, which is completely water-soluble carbon dioxide gas and water. The solid calcium carbonate structure breaks apart at the molecular level and disperses into the solution around it. No scrubbing, because there is nothing left to scrub. The solid has become a liquid. A 2017 study published in the International Journal of Engineering Research confirmed that 5% acetic acid solution removed limescale deposits from stainless steel heating elements as effectively as commercial citric acid descalers, and significantly more effectively than proprietary phosphoric acid-based products at equivalent contact time. White vinegar matched or outperformed branded descalers in peer-reviewed testing. The branded products cost between 800 and 2,000% more per application. That study appeared in an engineering journal. It was not referenced by any brand selling descaling products. Now look at what the descaling industry built and what it needs from you to keep building it. The global limescale and descaling product market is valued at over $4 billion per year. Branded descaling products, Durgol, Oust, Calgon, finished dishwasher cleaner, proprietary kettle descalers, retail between $8 and $20 per bottle or tablet pack. Commercial descaling service programs for businesses charge $150 to $400 per service visit. Appliance manufacturers void warranties on kettles, coffee machines, and washing machines if descaling is not performed with approved branded products on a specified schedule. Every element of this market depends on one belief that descaling requires a specialized product that you must purchase repeatedly. White vinegar at 5% acetic acid performs the identical chemical reaction as every branded descaler on the market. The active ingredients in most commercial descalators are citric acid, sulfamic acid, or phosphoric acid, all of which work through the same acid-base neutralization as acetic acid. The difference is not the chemistry. The difference is the packaging, the branding, and the price. You cannot patent acetic acid. It forms naturally through the fermentation of ethanol and has been produced by every civilization that ever fermented anything. You cannot trademark the acid-base reaction between acetic acid and calcium carbonate. You cannot build a $4 billion industry on a $1 bottle that every grocery store already carries in the condiment aisle. So the industry built its market on three tools. First, branded language descaling became a category with proprietary products rather than a chemical reaction with a household solution. Second, appliance warranty conditions. Manufacturers specified branded descalers to protect warranty coverage, creating captive customers. Third, the assumption of complexity. The marketing implied that limescale removal required professional-grade chemistry that a cooking ingredient could not provide. Every vault I open on this channel comes down to the same move. Take a simple reaction, repackage it, add a warning label, charge 20 times the price, and make the original so unfashionable that nobody thinks to reach for it anymore. This knowledge never left the places where practical results matter more than branded products. In commercial catering and hospitality, kitchens, hotels, and food service operations, where descaling is a constant operational requirement across dozens of appliances, white vinegar remains in widespread use as a primary descaling agent. The economics are straightforward at scale. A 5-liter container of white vinegar costs less than a single branded descaler tablet pack and treats more appliances. Catering operations that run on tight margins do not pay branded product premiums for a reaction they can perform for almost nothing. Independent appliance repair technicians, the people who open up kettles, coffee machines, hand washing machines, and see what limescale actually does to heating elements, consistently document that machines descaled regularly with any acid solution, including white vinegar, show dramatically less element degradation than machines descaled on the branded product schedule. The schedule matters more than the specific acid used. The chemistry is identical. In Germany and Austria, countries with extremely hard water where limescale is a serious domestic problem, white vinegar descaling has remained mainstream household practice throughout the branded product era. Consumer advice organizations in both countries have published guidance recommending white vinegar as an equivalent alternative to commercial descalers for decades. The branded product market exists alongside this knowledge because the marketing budget of the branded product is simply larger than the reach of the consumer advice organization. If you watched our last vault on Carnauba wax, you already know exactly how this works. The effective solution costs almost nothing. The replacement costs 20 times more. And the only difference between them is who controls the shelf space. If you have made it this far, subscribe and share this with someone still buying branded descaler every month. Everything buried is in the vault. The link is in the description. Stay with me. Here is exactly what to do across every common limescale application in your home. For a shower head, fill a plastic bag with undiluted white vinegar and secure it around the shower head with a rubber band so the head is fully submerged in the vinegar. Leave it for 2 to 4 hours for moderate buildup, overnight for heavy deposits. Remove the bag, run the shower on hot for 2 minutes to flush the loosened deposits through the holes, and wipe the exterior with a cloth. Every hole will be clear, no scrubbing required. For a kettle, fill it halfway with equal parts white vinegar and water. Bring to a boil and leave the solution to sit for 30 minutes after boiling. Pour out the solution and rinse twice with fresh water, boiling plain water once and discarding it before making any drink. The interior will be completely clear of deposits. For taps and fixtures with surface limescale, soak a cloth or paper towel in undiluted white vinegar and wrap it tightly around the affected area. Leave for 1 to 2 hours. Remove the cloth and wipe with a damp cloth. Heat limescale will wipe away without any scrubbing. For chrome fixtures, do not leave vinegar longer than 2 hours as prolonged exposure can affect the chrome finish. For a washing machine, pour 500 milliliters of white vinegar directly into the drum and run a hot, empty cycle. Do this monthly to prevent limescale buildup on the heating element and drum bearings. This is the single most effective thing you can do to extend the life of a washing machine in a hard water area. For a coffee machine, run a full cycle with a solution of equal parts white vinegar and water through this machine with no coffee. Follow with 2 full cycles of plain water to remove any vinegar taste or smell before making coffee again. Total cost per application, 10 to 30 cents in white vinegar, against $8 to $20 per branded Descaler treatment. The chemical reaction is identical. The result is identical. The only difference is the label on the bottle. Roman engineers maintained 2,000 miles of aqueduct infrastructure with diluted vinegar. Victorian housekeepers kept every tap and fixture in their homes descaled with a bottle they used for cooking and cleaning interchangeably. The chemistry has not changed in 2,000 years. Acetic acid still neutralizes calcium carbonate. The reaction still produces nothing but water and soluble salts that rinse away. The $4 billion descaling industry did not invent a better reaction. They invented a better label. They took a $1 bottle, moved the active ingredient into a proprietary formulation, added a professionally designed nozzle, wrote a warning label that made the product feel industrial and serious, convinced appliance manufacturers to specify it in warranty conditions, and charged 20 times the price for the privilege of not knowing what was already in your kitchen cabinet. That is not chemistry, that is marketing. And the marketing has worked for decades. The bottle of white vinegar is still in your grocery store. It has been there the entire time, in the condiment aisle, next to the cooking vinegar. Without a nozzle, without a warning label, without a branded promise of descaling power, doing the exact same thing to calcium carbonate that it has done since the first Roman engineer poured it into a fouled aqueduct channel 2,000 years ago. Before you go, tell me in the comments. What cleaning or maintenance product have you been buying regularly that you now realize was just a repackaged version of something you already had at home? Drop it below. I read every single one. And the best answers shape the next vault I open. Some knowledge does not die. It just gets moved to the condiment aisle and given a smaller label. Today, you know which aisle to look in. If this vault opens something for you, subscribe and share it forward. Every share keeps open what the industry spent decades quietly closing. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside weighs even heavier.